Hey everybody, well, thought I'd do a video. It's been a little while and I'm a little light on content. Well, I'm not light on, what am I saying? I'm light on content. I give you guys like 12 or 14 posts a day and some sites give like 2 a week. So no, I'm not light on content, but for me, I just felt a need to do a video. CPI is tomorrow morning. That is Thursday morning, kind of a big deal. On the one hand, lightened up to some degree. I'm at about 20% cash now. On the other hand, and I'll admit this now so that if I'm victorious, you won't yell at me about keeping secrets unless things go my way. I did get smallish to mediumish spider and cube position on options that expire Friday. So yeah, Michael Bigley wrote me and said he doesn't do YOLO stuff anymore. I'm doing it just a little bit. All my other options are January, March, June of next year, way out. Even the XLUs, I've flopped from September's to January's. So tons of time. But just kind of frankly prompted by LZ's post about the CPI and inflation and all that, I'm gonna give it a shot. And it could blow up in my face, but even if it blows up in my face, it won't be that bad. If it doesn't blow up in my face, it won't be that good. It's not that big a position. But I'm hoping. Let's just look at some futures in this quick video. Here is the ES on a daily basis. Now, the low was right here, sticks out like a sore thumb. And since then we've made, this broad series of higher highs, higher lows. Irony of ironies, the real big counter-trend market began with the billionaire banker bailout, thanks to Janet Yellen. That all began on exactly mid-March 13, and it just exploded higher. We have mercifully, at least stopped that nonsense for the moment. The peak was on July 27, and we've done some slipping since then. This Fibonacci is anchored like so. And I've said it over and over and over again. I'll say it again and again and again. This year's been such a heartbreaker. I've kind of given up on any grand and glorious wipeout, although I will happily take a move to 4,300. That's about realistically what would make sense to me in terms of how low would the market need to go before friggin' Yellen and Powell save the day again through God knows what means. It isn't that ambitious. We're talking, it's not even 200 points. And that's like, 5%, less than 5%. It's something embarrassing. But you can see my logic, I hope, because that level constitutes an important neckline for this inverted head and shoulders, and is the Fibonacci level. So, hey, I'll happily take a couple of 100 points, you betcha. Shorter term, we've been engaging in this kind of violent series of swings. It's kind of comic. Look at this. This was the tippity top. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Faster and faster and faster. It's like gave me like a carnival ride. I'd done the post about like pulsating pattern or something like that. And Gonna Be Sick asked, well, what do you make of this? I don't know. It's just, I'm pointing it out. It's the fact that I sound like something, the old school pregnancy, like the contractions are getting closer together. That's kind of what's happening here. Because if you look, there's this bottom, and then like way over here, there's this bottom, and then that didn't take very long, and that didn't take very long, and that didn't take long at all. And so there you go. But we've moved, a good 150 points in a matter of days, which is neat. And I'm kind of on the edge of my seat to see what happens in the morning. The NQ has also been in its own sort of convulsions. And looking longer term at this, it's not nearly as clear on the fibs. I haven't really measured it up, but I guess the equivalent on the 4,300 on the S&P would be a move down here to around 14,374, which again isn't huge. I mean, and for this one, it's like 850 points or thereabouts. Not a big deal. Again, like 5%, something like that. I don't ask much. I really don't. The RTY has been gloriously range bound. The end of the world for the bears would be across above this level. That would be very bad for the bears and very good for the bulls. We have been, for a while here, back in January and February, it was just kind of just grinding around this fib, you know, a little above, little below, little below, little above, little below, couldn't quite figure it out. Then it did the hard fall, and then we began once more, down, up, sounds like calisthenics. And so we reached this level with the same peak, you know, a couple of weeks back. And is just to be really dichotomous here, what the bulls want to see is a conquering of that 2033 level. And what the one or two bears left on the planet would like to see is a repetant. That's for Buccaneer. A repetition of the move lower, you know, to some degree. And just to get back to my modest expectations, in this instance, a move somewhere close to like 1730 or so would be fine. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's that. A couple of other markets to peek at. Gold, not doing much of anything. Meh. Crude oil, strong. And I gave up some weeks ago. I have not had good success for obvious reasons with any sort of energy shorts. I've just sort of like, screw you guys. I will say, however, that the fact crude oil has broken above this triangle, and the fact crude oil seems resolute in its strength, kind of helps the bears in as much as it makes inflation worse. And if inflation gets worse, then Powell ain't going to be budging any rates lower. So that's kind of interesting. I would also point out that the last gasp of strength back in 2008 was crude oil in August, I think. So just saying. And I guess I'll just finish up with volatility. And let's go to a daily. These are weekly charts right here. On the daily side of things, just to dream a little bit, the lovely outcome here would be if this portion here, this saucer, which from a date perspective ranges from the start of June to the end of July, so this 2-month base, which got down into the sub-teens many times, would serve as the launching off point. And one last coda to the modest request express would be, can we at least get to the lower 20s? Is that too much to ask? How about the lower 20s? Does that sound all right? 21, 20, no, we'll just say 21. Good lucky number. So that's it. I'm going to leave it at that. And to those of you who were watching me on Tasty Live today and I disappeared, kind of amusing, but I'll talk more about that on the Thursday show.